All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Honey Badger Arcade Spotlight. I'm gonna be playing the Capcom made JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Heritage for the Future, or sometimes it's just called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which had an HD release on PlayStation 3, and I totally had to jump on it. I had the old PS1 version. And the funny thing about this fighting game is that when it was released in arcades, nobody in the West knew what JoJo was. It was just like it was so like out there. Nobody understood it. And I became super interested because I remember watching the OVA, and the OVA was just like a very condensed version of like the latter part of part 3, and I was entranced. I was like, I want to know more about this. And so, I got really into JoJo. I started reading the books, and I played the PlayStation 1 game, and I still have the PS1 game. And if you have the PS1 game, one of the things that's neat about it, despite the fact that it wasn't exactly like running the graphics at the same capacity as the arcade version, because the PlayStation 1 couldn't do it. You can see that they had to like do some, corner cutting in terms of like presenting the 2D graphics. But one thing a lot of additional content they did put in the home version of the game was there was a story mode that let you play through the entire story of Stardust Crusaders, which is the third arc of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And it's got all of the encounters in order as it was done in the manga, pretty much. Which includes the fights from the fighting game. But it also had a bunch of mini games, because JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is not like your typical shonen where it's just like, it's like fight after fight. A lot of the fights or the encounters are more like, they're more like puzzles and mysteries that the heroes have to unlock before they, can solve the problem of like defeating the enemy. Or at least that's the direction that Araki wanted to go. So, but yeah, this is a very cool fighting game that I think is underrated. I mean, I actually believe that CyberConnect 2, when they made the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle game, they were basing a lot of that on this. Like, a lot of the mechanics from that game are sort of like adopted by from this game. So that's what I believe anyway. And you can see it in the way the game plays and stuff in a lot of ways. I mean, CyberConnect 2 obviously did their own thing, but yeah. So anyway, let's go ahead and play it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure uses autosave. Yeah, sure. Let's go. And so yeah, this is more bare bones. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the story mode that the PlayStation 1 version had, which I thought was really great. I think. Oh no, there is a story mode. Start the game in story mode, maybe? No, I don't think this is the same as story mode. No, this is just like a series of levels that basically goes in order of a story. That's basically all it is. I'm just gonna play it as the default. And even though I haven't played this game in a while, but the people I used to usually named were Dio here, and Whole Horse, which is a favorite of mine. I just like him a lot as a character. He was the first character I played. Actually, no, Iggy was the first character I played, because I was like, oh, I want to play the dog. Let me play the dog. But Iggy's not. He's okay, but he's not as much fun as I had hoped he would be. Whole Horse is fun, but he's more of a zoner character, so that's not really my playstyle. I just like the character of Whole Horse. But for the purposes of this playthrough, even though there are some characters in here that are not in All-Star Battle, because this is a focus on part 3. So you have like Devo is actually what it is. Devo and Ebony Devil, which is kind of an interesting way that they made that work. Alessi, which is also pretty interesting how they did it. Black Polnareff. Oh no, Black Polnareff is he's in here, right? Yeah, Black Polnareff, which is basically Polnareff with the Anubis sword. Chaka, which has the Anubis sword as well, and Midler, who was designed. So Midler uses the Stand High Priestess in the story, but in the story you never see her. You never see her, and really you don't see her till the very end of that arc. But even then, you don't really see her face. She's kind of like laid in the distance. You just see that she's knocked out. And but they put her in the game, and Araki did a design of Midler for this game, which is based on Yukako's design from Part 4 a little bit. Like, she has a lot of the same poses, and you know how important the poses are to Jojo. And then we have like the extra characters that are kind of like unlockable in the normal base game, but they're just unlocked in the HD version. Shadow Dio, which is basically just a Dio that plays slightly different and you don't see his face, which also appears as a skin in All-Star Battle Royale, which is fine. Khan, who is the barber that gets the Anubis sword, and he has a different moveset, which is pretty cool. New Kakyoin is basically just Kakyoin after he comes back from getting his eyes fixed after his encounter with Indul, and he has some slightly different moves. Whole Horse and Boing, which is basically just a whole horse that has a different sidekick, which is kind of neat as well. I like the Whole Horse Boing art a lot. Rubber Soul, which is basically like plays like Kakyoin, and his stand Yellow Temperance. This is where the Rero comes from, is Rubber Soul. Jojo, which is basically just Joseph from Part 2. And that's it. So those are the extra characters. But I'm going to play Jotaro for the purposes of this playthrough. Just stay with the... Actually, let me see. Maybe there's one that looks more like the anime one does. That one does. But let's just go with this. We're just going to play Jotaro for the purposes of this. Jotaro Kujiro locks himself up in jail, claiming that he has been possessed. Something evil is inside me, leave me alone. Jotaro, I better tell his grandfather about this. Episode 1, Magician's Dread. They have like a pretty interesting filter where they put, they make it look like it's sort of sketched out. Yeah, it's indisputable, honestly, how much fighting games have been impacted by shonen, especially 2 in particular, right? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Hokuto Ken, The Fist of the North Star. I'm trying to remember how to play this. I think I'll do it. Okay, so like, this game has a standard mode and the stand mode. Yeah, there it goes. And the stand mode has like chain combos and you can... And sometimes, yeah, the stand can like get knocked out. It's got a meter of its own. Uh-oh.
Wake up, wine.
There you go. He smokes! What an edgy boy. Well, I got him out. My job is done. The evil you refer to is the Stand, a force created by your energy. And Dio is the one responsible for all this. He is responsible for your superpowers. I have to do something about this, I guess. I mean, it's a weird way to, like, get you into the plot, but it's really Holly getting the Stand that's the problem. This Kakyoin with his puppet. Kujo, Jotaro, I will destroy you.
Make up mind.
This is like also your typical shonen arc where, like, you know, you beat everybody's ass and then they become your friend. I love it. I just grab. You just get close. No, that's not how. Are there throws?
Make up mind.
Oh, I think this is like a Rekka. He does like a Rekka. Yeah, there it is. Right. I put my stand so I can regenerate its health. I'm spamming that shit. Oh, the trap.
Make up mind.
I don't really play Jotaro much on this. I'm mostly playing. Oh yeah, air blocks. That's right. So yeah, this was like a huge thing in Japan when it. I'll remove the evil implant now. This translation. I love it. Why'd you save me? I don't know. We're best friends now. I tried to kill you, and now we're best friends. This is like the essence of shonen. I love it. You know, I was just talking to my wife about male friendships, because she was just asking, like, you know, like if there's something different about the way that men bond, the brotherly love between men, and the way that women bond. It's just not the same. And I was like, yeah, because women are not men. And then I was like, you know, if you want to understand male friendships, just watch any shonen. And like the Japanese, say what you will about like other things, but they kind of understand like male friendship or like bro, you know, like bros. They understand that. You know, Araki was going to make a whole horse into one of the heroes too, but after like everything that happened with Abdul and all the popularity of the Abdul character, he decided to just bring Abdul back instead because he got a lot of letters about Abdul when he died. And he was like, okay, so, and the thing is too, that whole horse would have been too similar to Polnareff. So, okay, so the thing about Pivo is that he basically, if he summons the he uses the puppet over there, that voodoo doll as a use the voodoo doll as his stand, but while he's using it, he's vulnerable. That wasn't hard.
Yare does it.
Yare does it. Let's go to Egypt? Geb. Oh, now, okay, so this is like a mini game, kind of like a, you know, remember when these were in fighting games, you'd have mini games. Our new comrade is supposed to join us here. Do I have to fight Iggy now? You know, Iggy loves coffee-flavored chewing gum. Is that our new comrade? It can't be. Are you saying that this dog is joining us in our fight? Don't get any closer. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, so yeah, I gotta fight Abdul, who's really far away. No, not Abdul, Indul. And yeah, remember when fighting games would have like, you know, these bonus levels? I have to watch out. So I have to get to I don't know if I can do anything. Maybe I can start really. But it's really just like avoiding this stuff. Almost there, almost there. Oh! Oh, that did a lot of damage. And I'm over here. Am I gonna make it? I might not make it. Oh, come on, really? Oh shit, dude. Am I gonna make it? No! Didn't make it! I was like super close too. Sorry. Oh, I gotta continue? So I have to do this part. I thought it was like a bonus level that you could just fail.
Make up mind. Go.
You can see in the background like the helicopter pilots. I'm just gonna have to bring the star platinum and then turn them off to duck this stuff. Almost done. They put Endul in a fighting game. They put him in an arena fighter called Jojo's Bizarre Adventure: Eyes of Heaven, which I also own. And it was a really cool idea, but it was executed terribly. Like that game could have been really something, but they dropped the ball on so many levels. Like they made it to where it was like essentially only playable online. The netcode was terrible anyway. It didn't have any means of playing it locally. And yeah, they just didn't do, they had too much that they just dropped the ball on that. I don't know what CyberConnect was thinking.
Make up mind.
Chaka? He doesn't actually fight Jotaro in the show, he fights Polnareff, but very cool character I like a lot. He has a really cool ultimate super move that he does. He's got counters as well. Doesn't have a lot of reach.
Make up mind. Fly.
That's where he fought Polnareff with the pillow. Of course, the ability of the sword to like slice through objects doesn't really come up in the game. I don't know how you would do that. Stefan, this is Alessi. And Alessi stand Steph makes you regresses age. So in the game it works pretty well. Obviously limited for game balance purposes. As opposed to like the actual story. It's extremely powerful. It's a crazy I'm not defenseless. It doesn't last that long. There is something else I can do. There's like a thing where you can enter your own combo, custom combo. I never really used it. For this version, they add a little bit of art from the comics on the sidebars because the game's aspect ratio was different. It was like a 4:9 or something. Okay, so we're getting now to close to the end. Which is cool. We've been going for 24 minutes. This is about what I wanted to do, was not do anything longer than like a half hour. So I think that's what's left. Should be a fight with Vanilla Ice and then a fight with Dio, if I remember. Yeah, Cream. Okay, Vanilla Ice. In the white room with black curtains, there's a station. The Vanilla Ice fight in the original manga and anime are probably one of my favorite fights in all of JoJo. This guy is busted. Absolutely busted. You have to All he does is this shit, and you have to. So this isn't exactly how he plays. This isn't exactly how he plays in the game. Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, I'm just gonna use my ult. No, you don't. Oh shit. How much damage it does?
Make up mind. Why?
I can use, oh yeah, I can do that. Okay. I can sidestep past it. It makes it too easy. Put on some pants. The guy is confident. I'll give him that. He's confident. Ice was reduced to a pile of ashes, being pushed into the sunlight by Jotaro, because that's exactly how it happened. Check out the scum I found. It's Nuke Saku, I think his name is. He's like a vampire underling of Dio. This is the respect women part. If you've seen the anime, you would know. Nuke Saku, that's his name, yeah. Please don't hurt me. Go to Dio's mansion. When Araki was doing designs for characters, man, he was just like going for broke. They certainly don't look typical. Joseph, he freaks out at this part. He's like, I felt like somebody stuck an icicle up my ass. And I'm like, that's a unique feeling. I don't know that there's much you can compare that to. Alright, so now, the world. This is the final level. Final fight. Or is there like a fight with him and then there's another fight with him? I might have to fight Dio twice. Yeah, because there's like standard Dio. He just shoots the lasers, which he doesn't do in anime. Or is it second round? Okay, yeah, it's the second round. Final round, which he actually says in the anime. I gotta tell you, these animations still really hold up. They still look really good. Now that's fresh Joestar blood. Ew. I know what you're doing. Uh-oh. quite the ending that I used to know how to do, like, more of the stuff. Like, there was, like, the stand rush thing that you could do where you could, like, time would stop and you could enter a bunch of inputs, and then they would do the combo, and then there are clashes as well, where they, you know, you have to match the buttons when they do the flurries at each other at the same time, and lots of characters can do it. Even Abdul can participate in that. And Jotaro can do a time stop. I used to know I could do the time stops too, and they were like, it was almost like, you know, the Raging Demon for Akuma, like that kind of button entry thing. It was very challenging. I could have looked it up and tried to do it, but I didn't want to waste too much time. This was like a half hour or so. But this is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Heritage to the Future. I'm slightly better at this one than Martial Masters, which I was very new to, but again, I shout out to Capcom for kind of like, you know, making this a thing that people wanted. I mean, I know that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is extremely popular shonen in Japan, but and also pretty popular in Italy. Italians love JoJo. Especially Part 5 is like, I think it's the most popular one. Almost in the same way that, you know, people really love in Mexico really like Dragon Ball Z. So, but anyway, that was the game. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Again, I would, if you've never watched it, I recommend watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, although I would say watch it from the beginning because it makes more sense that way, even though a lot of people have different arcs that are their favorite. Some people swear by Part 3, some people love Part 2, some people love Part 5, some people love Part 7. It just depends, you know, but I think all of them are good. I like all of it, and you know, even Part 1, even though it was like probably, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's kind of like the most standard shonen. But again, it sets the foundation for everything else, so it's just as important in my opinion. So yeah. Anyway, there's Joseph. So and this is like what, you know, again, we used to do this thing where you would have credits and they'd be showing off all their graphic stuff, which was a lot of fun. They would also thank the players for playing. I don't know if you guys remember that. Thank you for playing would be a very big thing. I don't know if they still do that now, but I know it was like a big thing back in these days. So that was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure HD version of Heritage for the Future, or Heritage for the Future. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Have you played this game? I don't know if you can get it anymore on PS3, but you can probably find it online, I'm sure, because it's been emulated. I know that there's like a whole team or a whole bunch of fans of this that are making 2D Mugen games with all kinds of JoJo characters in it from different arcs. I don't know how well they've done on that. I just know it's been attempted a lot. And yeah, I'll definitely be playing like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R on this month as well, because it was one of the fighting games I got really hooked on for a while. And so yeah, well, we're gonna wrap it up there, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. If you guys like this video, please hit like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, hit the bell for notifications, leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure HD, and we will talk to you guys in the next one. Long live Vivia.